Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this Tuesday morning. Our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at 77 and Baldwin Road. Now, this is the final week of registration. And also there's some financial aid available, but you need to register now by Thursday of this week. So keep that in mind. All kind of courses they offer. In fact, some of the courses are already full. So you want to get on up there next day or two and check them out. All right, now the trend we have yesterday was really, was nice, and Sunday was a really nice day and all. But it's getting hot now. But don't be lulled to sleep. We're still going to get those storms coming in. So a lot of rain last week, but the high today will be close to 90. We got a little pattern where it's cleared up a little bit. Be around 89 or 90, low tonight 76, and water temperature remains at 85 degrees. All right, let's take a look at our river readings. The Apalachicola at Bluntstown remains at a 0.6. Not much change there, but check out what has happened on the Choctawhatchee River. A lot of folks there, and it's on the way down this morning, but it got all the way up to right at 11 foot over the weekend, and Sunday night it was really, really high. That's a typical situation there with the Choctawhatchee River, all that rain we're having. We had a lot of coastal rain, but now some of this recent rain back over the weekend and right before the weekend was on up there in northern Florida and lower Alabama, and that's the result of it. It's really a strong situation there. Okay, now let's take a look at our tide chart. Our tide chart, we're looking at today the 14th, good strong tide. We have a high tide at 7:33 this morning and a low tide at 6:17 tonight. Okay, so that takes care of our weather, and we'll be right back with our next segment.
Harold Milling Company, rough and tough dog food. Harold Milling Company builds it. They build hog feed. They build dairy feed. They make chicken feed. They have specialty feeds for rabbits. If you got a worm farm, grandmother used to have a worm farm. Look at the Harold Milling Company. You want to go down and get you, the dog's not running anymore. That's all over with. You want to get that 16% and drop down from the 26% protein. You don't want over to get fat. Harold Milling Company, you can buy at almost any feed store in the Panama City area.
Come join the Panhandle Outdoors team. Beat the rush and stock up on our team shirts and hats in a wide variety of colors and sizes. For your convenience, we offer a Panhandle Outdoors shop at panhandleoutdoors.net. Simply visit our website and click shop.
You can also check out our selection at Sunjammers Water Sports on Panama City Beach. Come join the Panhandle Outdoors team.
When you need to get the job done, you want the powerhouse of engineering, reliability, and value that is Kubota. And right now, during our 40-year strong celebration, get 0 down and 0% APR for up to 60 months on new Kubota subcompact tractors, compact tractors, or zero-turn mowers. Join the Kubota movement, 40 years strong, serving the American dream.
See and save on all Kubota tractors and equipment at Sowell Tractor today.
We are so lucky to live in North Florida. We have some of the best fresh and saltwater fishing in the world. My biggest problem is not catching fish, but trying to decide what kind of fish I want to catch. No matter what I'm after, I always stop at Sunjammers Water Sports first. They have just what I need: rods and reels, line, tackle, and most important, live bait. Yes, sir, we sure are lucky.
All right, welcome back. On the phone now. We haven't done a pier report last week. We're going to catch up on the pier report. Have Brylan on the phone over at Panama City Beach Pier. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, tell us what's going on out there on the Panama City Beach Pier.
I've been catching a few kings yesterday. It was slow because the water was muddy about the middle of the week. Yesterday, though, it's clearing up now, and they picked up a few kings yesterday morning, and then up around about 9 o'clock, Spanish started coming in, and they caught some Spanish. And they've caught a few redfish out, but other than that, that's about it.
Okay, has the water cleared up any?
It's clearing up, yes, sir.
Okay, now what about anything else like flounder or pompano, anything like that?
I think there was a couple of flounder caught.
Okay. But morning fishing been a little bit better than afternoon fishing?
Morning, yes, sir. Right now, it's better.
All right, how's the crowd been?
The crabs, I don't know. I saw a lot of baskets out yesterday in there. So people's crabbing. I don't know what they're catching.
All right. Well, that sounds good. That sounds a good report there. Appreciate that.
Okay.
All right. All right, that's what's going on in Panama City Beach Pier now. It's a lot of situations. Like you can go crabbing out there, you can catch redfish, you can just catch a little bit of everything. So we're tickled. Speaking of pier, I have a pier picture we're going to show you. My good buddy Bobby Graham is so good about sending in these pictures from the Panama City Beach Pier. Check this one out. Speaking of kings and all, this is attached to two. This is Colby Franklin. He goes to Surfside Middle School. He's holding up with that big king mackerel. All right. There's one right there, and the next is Derek Kenny of Callaway. Check this one out. This is a 25-pounder that would have placed in a tournament. 25-pound king mackerel. Now both of these were called at the county pier. I take that back, not the city pier. These were county pier pictures. That is a nice king right there. Okay. Now, one of the big things, and I meant to mention this yesterday, I get excited every year. This is 25th. This is Shark Week, and I wanted to make sure that you, as our viewers, are getting to watch some of this stuff. Now, Shark Week is always so exciting, and this is the 25th anniversary of it. We've already started on Sunday night. I sort of had to go back and forth between the closing Olympics and back and forth to Discovery Channel. It comes on Discovery Channel every year, and I wanted to just briefly go over the schedule and tell you about some of these programs they're going to be having on here. Of course, you already had Sunday, and of course there'll be some reruns on this, but Sharkzilla was last night. They were talking about a huge shark, and then the Mythbusters guy was on talking about shark jaws, what they can do and what they cannot do. But on tonight's August 14th at 8 o'clock, talking about a movie, how Jaws changed the world. I mean, that was one of the in the history of Hollywood, they say that movie right there may have changed the world as much as any movie they've ever put out. It's an amazing response to that worldwide. But now the next one, Adrift, 47 Days with Sharks. That's tonight at 9 p.m. It's a doubleheader. I want to talk a second on that one. That comes from this. I read this book called Endurance, and it's an outstanding book. And it was World War II. It takes place during World War II, and a guy named Zappolini, who was a world-class distance runner, they get caught, their plane gets shot down, and he and a couple other guys get adrift in a rubber boat, rubber rescue raft, and they drifted in 47 straight nights of shark-infested waters in the Pacific. And it is a hair-raising story. It's a true story. In fact, when I finished reading the book, I told Gail, I said, this book is so good, they should make a movie out of it. So the guys at Discovery Channel put this together. The guys put on the Jaws series, put it together, and Andrew Zappolini, and I think he's still living. He's well in his 90s, but it's an amazing story. And he actually, this is first-hand accounts of actually how sharks actually will jump up out of water at times, and really most of the time they can reach out and pet them and all. And then sometimes they would just turn on them just like that. And you've heard about different animals doing that, and the sharks were just there every night. So I am looking forward to watching that. I hope they do a good job, and I know they will, about representing what ought to happen. Now, also coming on, the rest of the week coming on, we're looking at, of course, the shark fight. It has some sharks fighting each other. That's Wednesday night, and the Great White. Now, that's going to talk about over in San Francisco, the Golden Gate Bridge, the huge population of great white sharks they have in California. And then it's going to, that's Thursday at 8 o'clock, and then Thursday also at 9 o'clock, they're going to talk about the best bites. It's sort of a accumulation of the highlights of the best bites they've had in the actual, just actual shark bites and all. Fascinating. I take copies of it and show it to my students and everything. I'm setting up a little situation here. But as kids are fascinated with it. In fact, my kids are grown now, and I still call my kids, son's down in Okeechobee this year, and I called him and I said, Shark Week, and he knows exactly what I'm talking about because as kids I used to watch it. So it's a big deal. If you get a chance to watch it, great photography. They won Emmy Awards and all kind of stuff on the photography. Okay? Now, let's go from sharks to fiddler crabs. We're going from one extreme to the other. Now, on the fiddler crabs, I want to show you this picture of this fiddler crab right here. This is a real fiddler crab, but he's dead now. He's passed away, but I actually wanted to talk a minute about these fiddler crabs. They'll live about 2 years. They're all over our marsh areas. And what's fascinating, when they'll a lot of times they'll lose this claw right here, and they'll start growing one back, but they'll grow it back on this side over here. Okay, and they can replace anything they lose, and they're continuously shedding and everything. And one of the things that I found fascinating about them is when they'll actually fight. Of course, they'll molt, and as a molt, you know, they have an exoskeleton. And they'll actually consume that. They're scavengers. You know, all crabs are scavengers. They'll feed blue crabs and all kind of crabs. They feed off stuff off the bottom, mainly dead stuff and all. And these are scavengers just like the blue crab. But what happens, they'll fight each other and all, the big males, and the bigger the arm, of course, the stronger they think they are. But actually, the bigger the arm, the weaker they are, because they really don't have enough strength. If you look at this one right here, you can imagine, if in comparison to size, look at the size of that compared to the body. I mean, that's like you having your right arm, if you're 6 foot tall, you have a 6 foot right arm, and it'd be hard to control. So ironically, but they'll do a lot of bluffing. They've had them in studies on where they'll bluff each other and all. But just fascinating creatures. Kids are fascinated with them. You'll see them a lot of time in just huge, like thousands and all, just rush back and forth and climb in the hole and all. So, and you can keep them as pets too. You just have to put a little aquarium up and have to put a little bit of sand and all in it and some water. It has to be salt water now. Don't put table salt in it. Get some salt from the pet store, some aquarium salt they call it. But anyway, they're fascinating creatures and all. You get a chance to take the kids around and along the seaside, anywhere along Bay Marsh area, you can find these little crabs and all. All right. Now let's go ahead and take our next break, and we'll be right back.
Panama City Beach is known as one of the top dive destinations in Florida. Divers Den offers daily dive charters that can accommodate up to 13 divers. Our boat captain is U.S. Coast Guard certified and a PADI dive instructor. We have trained professionals who offer a variety of scuba certifications. Come see us at our 2 locations on Thomas Drive and Timber Parkway.
When you're looking for sales, parts, and service for your outboard, all in one location, you're looking for BJ's Marine. You're authorized Tohatsu and Nissan dealer. BJ's Marine does it all. They have outboard parts and a service center and used motor sales too. Tohatsu, reliable, dependable, fuel efficient, and lightweight. Tohatsu Outboards, technology for the next generation. BJ's Marine, 1317 Transmitter Road since 1991.
AMW Trailers, Austin Machine Work, trailer repair of all kinds. Folks, you always need to check your wiring. This is a great place to get it done, right here. Trailers of all sizes. Folks, check out this all aluminum trailer. That's what they specialize in over here at AMW. You get one of these, you won't need to get another one. Going down in a big, blue, beautiful building in downtown Millville. Get you one of those new aluminum trailers and get yours fixed right here at AMW Trailers.
Blue Water Outriggers. Everything you need for outdoors. Whether you're fishing off the piers, surf fishing, or heading out into the Gulf, Blue Water Outriggers has what you need. Live bait, freshwater, saltwater tackle, rods and reels, clothing, marine supplies. Hottest brands, greatest prices, friendliest service. BWOfish.com. Shop online. Open 7 days a week, 30 miles east of Panama City. Blue Water Outriggers.
All right, welcome back. Glad you're with us this morning. Now, we're right in the midst of this big Blue Water online rodeo. Now, we talked about it before, and they change the fish each month. Now, they change the different fish, and what's cool about it, you can get a ruler from them. This is the official Blue Water ruler. We've talked about it right here, the official ruler, and you can measure your fish and send the picture in. And they'll go just strictly by the picture itself, by the measurement. And it works out really good. A lot of tournaments now being run that way. A lot of kayak tournaments are doing that. It's a good way to do it because it lets people, you don't have to go all the way down to Port St. Joe to weigh it in, or Port St. Joe people or Apalachicola don't have to go to different places. You can send it in. Now, each month they change the species, and this month, the month of August, is a king mackerel. So the biggest king mackerel caught, and you're going to need a big ruler for that, but this ruler will cover any king in this panhandle. So send it in, and really nice prizes. I won't go over all the prizes, but really nice prizes each month. And I personally just appreciate Blue Water Outrigger for putting on a tournament like this and keeping everyone's interest up and all. They're one of the few people that are still doing tournaments. Okay. Now let's set up our next video. We're going offshore I mean, within sight of land, where you can see land, and we go after some king mackerel. I get up with Steve Petty, we go after some king mackerel. We're fishing off the Phillips Inlet area. There's some really good bottom off the Phillips Inlet area. And let's see what happens on this. So, Jeff, let's roll the video. All right, folks, we caught some live bait. We got out here now and getting ready to get started. It's rocking and rolling. It's always rocking and rolling with me and Steve. We caught all this live bait over by the buoy. It's good. Now you see how we're hooking them up right here in the upper part of the lip.
Stinger hook in the back.
Dave, we seem to always go in rough water. What?
Yep. They could be calling for 1 to 2s, and if they find out we're going fishing, they'll change the forecast. Just for us, we fish.
All right, first fish on. Listen to it. Woo. All right, that would take a long run. That's first hit of the day. We're gonna let Rob handle him. He take the boat. We gotta get others in. I'm gonna shut off him. I ain't showing up yet. How's it feeling now, buddy?
Feeling pretty good.
Might be bigger than those bass.
A little bit.
Oh, you're doing good now. You're doing good. Just won't force it.
It's acting like a decent fish. You know, it's kind of acting like a shark or cove, though. But you were cut off like a king there.
Ah, there it is. There it is.
It's a little king.
Just like a king.
Might be hooked in the back is why it's giving us such a fit.
That's yeah. All right, there's the other run.
There she goes. She a gaffer?
Yeah, I would. I'd want to make sure we get that first one in the boat.
Well, maybe not.
Whoa!
In the motor. In the motor. Come back here.
No, come on. All right, Steve's rigging up a ribbon fish rig.
Ribbon fish rig.
Got like a jig head at the top.
Jig head you put through his chin, hold him steady, and then you got he's long, skinny like an eel, so you run these treble hooks down his body. And I put a little pearl baby duster halfway underneath him. It's just something different. It may work, it may not, but we just lost a nice. It was a decent fish. Got up in the motors, and he was on a pearl baby. So
yep, right
pearl
there.
baby duster, and that's the one duster I use. If I'm using a duster, I've always got pearl babies out there, and they've won me some money. Won some nice money last year on a pearl baby. So we're gonna get this old ribbon fish out. We're gonna go through this area again. If we pick up another king, we're gonna set up and start chumming and put the kites out. Good. You forget to set that clicker. That's ribbon fish, and I'm gonna tell you something. Those teeth will get you. Dead ribbon fish cuts me every kingfish trip. These are kind of smaller than I like to have, but it's what we got to work with, so that's what we're gonna run with. So I'm gonna put this duster right under his belly.
Of course, you can see why they call ribbon fish.
Yep. Long and skinny.
This is usually one of the hottest rigs on the SKA circuit.
Kings are notorious for biting short, so
All right.
let's see how he swims.
Let's take a look at it. Oh man, that looks like a. If I was a king, I'd jump on that. Looks like a dessert. Little Spanish.
Yep, just a little Spanish. Paddle hook.
Yeah, you like it, didn't it?
That's a heavy,
All right, there you go.
meaty one.
Nice one.
Put him in that front box.
Yeah, nice Spanish. Steve, look up. He's rocking the road. Get on the line then. All right, Steve.
Tired, yeah.
That was, we fought him about 37 seconds. I mean,
17-pound test.
fought him 37 minutes.
And he's the load.
17-pound test line.
Yep.
That's some great knots you had tied.
Yep.
All right, good job.
On the water or under the water, success starts at C&G Sporting Goods. C&G specializes in fresh and saltwater fishing tackle, floundering supplies, spearfishing equipment, and much, much more. C&G also has licenses, maps, and expert advice on where to go. For over 59 years, C&G Sporting Goods has been the headquarters for the outdoors man. Fishing, hunting, camping, guns, and ammo. They've got it all. C&G, home of the experts, downtown Panama City.
When you have work to do, get it done with the powerhouse of engineering, reliability, and value that is Kubota. And right now, during our 40-year strong celebration, get 0 down and 0% APR for up to 60 months on new Kubota utility and ag tractors and tractor loader backhoes. Join the Kubota movement, 40 years strong, serving the American dream.
See and save on all Kubota tractors and equipment at Sowell Tractor today.
My name's Captain Rick Corley. I'm a SAMS accredited Marine Surveyor, NAM certified Marine Surveyor, and IAME certified Marine Investigator. Been surveying since 1969. Was taught by my father, who is the oldest, longest practicing Marine Surveyor in the world. We do all types of survey, commercial or pleasure. Steel, aluminum, fiberglass, wood, makes no difference. Give us a call at 850-527-5287 or visit us online. We'd appreciate your business.
Are you still waiting to do something with your IRA, 401k, annuities, or other investments?
My dad has an economics degree from Vanderbilt University, and he helps me with my homework. A lot of people call themselves financial planners, but my dad passed a board exam to be a certified financial planner. He's very easy to talk to, and he spends a lot of time with me.
To my existing clients, thank you for your friendship and loyalty through these uncertain times. And to everyone else, don't wait until it's too late. Call me today, and let's see if I can help.
All right, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that. You just really never know what you're going to catch. I don't care if it's fresh water or salt water. You just never know what you're going to catch. So we had a great time on that trip, and I always look forward to fishing with Steve when we get a chance. Been real busy lately, but enjoy fishing with him. I want to say a special good morning to Mr. Harry Boggs. Mr. Boggs is 88 years old. I got to talk to him at the church Sunday. He's just one of my heroes. He's 88 years old, folks, and he was just talking about going fishing offshore with his son. He's still fishing offshore. He's a local guy. Been here all his life and really enjoys catching those snapper and grouper. And he was telling about catching some of those big old grouper and snapper. And he said, you know, Winston, he said, this is the best grouper fishing and snapper fishing we've had in 40 years. He said, now he's a perfect witness of this because he fishes every year and has been here all his life. He thinks, he's got all kind of, I said, why do you think that is, Mr. Boggs? He said, well, I think maybe he thinks some of that oil spill drove all those big ones over here and all. But we laughed and talked about it with some other guys and all. But enjoyed talking to Mr. Harry Boggs, and I hope, and can anybody be 88 years old still going offshore? His son sort of holds on to him when they pull in the big ones, but that's wonderful. All right, let's take a look at Express Lane Fishing Game Forecast. Looking at our times for today, we're looking at 10:16 a.m. to 12:16, right here in the middle of the day today, and then tonight 10:41 to 12:41. Okay, want to go ahead and I had gone also Sunday, went down to a gun show down at the fairgrounds. Let me tell you about this. I was going to shoot some video now of the gun show. Normally I don't really, I'm not a fan of these big gun shows that come into town and leave town. Most of them are out of town people, but Blue Water Outriggers were going to have a booth there, and I talked to them Saturday, and they said they're going to be down there. So I'm going to run over there and shoot some video of the gun show and just share it with our viewers. And I've never really been to one. I just like to shop local, but you know, we talk about that over and over again. I'll go to the door, and present my press pass and all, and guys wouldn't let me go in with a camera. So I didn't get to shoot in that video I wanted to of the gun show, but Blue Water Outrigger said they had a good day at it, and it was well attended and all. Like I say, I'm just not a big fan of these traveling gun shows. I wasn't. It was a little more like a flea market to me, but it was had a lot of guns there. All right, now Scott Lindsay did a good article on Sunday morning's paper. If you've got a chance to read about grouper fishing in the bay, and catching grouper in the bay, it can be done. And I couldn't help but when I read the article think about Sandy Ware. When I doing the book, I interviewed Sandy Ware, the Ware family. They're just instrumental. The Ware family was actually the first family to settle St. Andrews. They came in there and started building right there where the big old condo is down there now. That's where the Ware family settled. And here's a picture of them. But what was really cool though, that's Sandy Ware in the back with blonde-headed, and I did a whole series on them. But what was cool, when I talked to Sandy, we talked about catching fish and all. He was telling me in 1991 of a trip, he and his brother. And Sandy has passed away now, but I want to look at this mess of grouper right here, folks. You see these grouper? These grouper, they're on page 213 of my book. These grouper were caught in St. Andrews Bay. That is Sandy Ware and his brother Mike Ware. Mike passed away in 1991. But this was a trip in the late 80s or early 90s, I believe he said, of catching grouper right here in the bay. And it is amazing. It was like Scott was pointing out, they had built them a couple little reefs and all before anything was hit by storms and all, and they had their own little private reef. But they, you can, like Scott said, you can go in the jetties, around the jetties, you got some depots there, around the paper mill docks, around the sewer line over there in Callaway and all. You got all those areas there that are ideal. But he mentioned also the Hathaway Bridge. And when I was talking to Sandy Ware, like I say, he's passed away now, but he had so much knowledge of fishing in the bay and all. His family, he was fourth generation. I think his son is still fishing. That's 5 generations of fishermen here in Bay County. But one of the things he talked about, though, was the fun catching grouper in these deep holes in the bay. So it can be done. It can be done by just sort of holding over the area. Have a good friend that he likes to just troll with stretch 30s and all. So they're all grouper in the bay. And that's just some really nice sized grouper coming out of St. Andrews Bay. So be aware of all the bay systems that have the grouper in it, and nice fishing there. We're going to start wrapping things up. We've had a good morning, and the thing about Panhandle Outdoors, we always just bring you good news. That's all we do, bring you good news for 30 minutes, and we appreciate you watching the show and hope you have a great day today. And spread the word about watching Panhandle Outdoors. School's getting ready to get started, and a lot of people be rearranging the schedule. We'll be having a lot of people watching now. All right, let's wrap it up. You do something good for somebody today, and do random act of kindness, whatever. You just have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.